Hey guys, it's Matt. If it would warm up in Pennsylvania, I could lose this rag. I could eventually wear a t-shirt. It's been cold the last few days. Guys, that's Bootsy in the background, and thanks to everybody that helped with Bootsy. She has one tooth left, and you might hear her like crying out. She's been very vocal. This is a real video, by the way, guys. Although we are Saturday Free Voice, we are good to go. But this is a real video, not just an announcement. I want to talk about something pretty big I'm working on just for a few minutes. Talk about a few other things, and then I'll remind you about Free Voice at the end of this video. But you might hear again Bootsy crying out like she's in pain, or I think it's just the opposite. She's just so the teeth was creating the infection, and the infection has been removed, and I've never seen her move around so much, look out the window so much. She's just being very vocal because she's happy, not that she's in pain or crying out or anything. I just want you guys to know that. This is pretty big, what I'm working on here, and I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. But first, guys, regarding what's on Free Voice now, and I will remind you at the end of this video again, it's just looking back in time, looking at an exercise how the truth community was used, played, abused, and manipulated to an evil genius level. I mean, how they used us with a certain event. So I'm looking at a sub event inside of a certain event, how we were played and used and abused. But in that video, I talk about, I'm not going to say the name, the major the truth community looked at something about 5 years ago. You know, the James Alefantis. It was pizza. I don't know what I can say, but we're just going to avoid it because the hobo codes are too funny. We have for the two nominations for that. One is DiGiorno Gate. DiGiorno Gate is one, and then we have Pizza Bill, or yeah, Pizza Bill, Pizza Bill. You know, our favorite friend Bill Melvin P. Got to use a hobo code to describe the hobo code. So we have DiGiorno Gate, right, and then we have Pizza Bill. And guys, in no way ever has the truth community ever been used and played and manipulated like the pizza bill. I mean, never. Complete setup from the start, and it's actually out to actually protect those types of activities. Anybody getting upset with me saying, "Oh, if you don't believe in that, you're for the sickos." No, it was actually set up, and we were played to ultimately, when the dust settled, to protect that activity, so people wouldn't go after it. So, and someone also might be saying, well, why, if they put it out there, the system put it out there in the first place to have the truth community latch onto it, why would there be a hobo code or anything like that needed? That does get complicated. There are many things now that are censored when we know for a fact they wanted us to talk about those things for years and manifest that and propagate it. So it does get confusing. I don't really want to get into it right now. I have some ideas why that may be. Just because they float something and they want me, for example, the same old example, the tire at the bottom of the tower. If I were to do an in-depth 7-Eleven job application video about that, it might be blocked worldwide. And so, will they put it out there for us to see? Yeah, there's again that could be a different. They might be in phase or the eighth inning. That was what they wanted us to do in 2012 or 2009. That inning is over. That manifesting is over. They don't want that revisit. There's reasons for it. So I'm just saying in general. It's not a contradiction at all that I might need to use hobo code like Pizza Bill when it's something they actually put in front of us and wanted us to take in. So you understand what I'm saying there. Guys, this is what I'm working on, hopefully for tomorrow, and it's similar to remember the reality spheres with the heart center, and as you go outward, it becomes more and more fake. I was thinking this is basically just a computer. I drew a computer because our reality fits in a scary fashion to how a computer works. So, for example, the inputs that they would want to affect, first of all, the human being, the real human beings, would be the processor and the programmer at the same time. So I have the human being at the middle of the computer in the tower desktop as the processor, as the programmer, and also as the eye. I'm going to get into what we think this eye is. I'm getting more and more convinced it is far more the symbolism than what we, even people that seem very well versed in what the eye is. I think it's far beyond even that. So I'll talk a little bit about, and that's just based on I haven't read tomes and tomes and tomes of occult literature or anything like that, and it's just based on pure intuition and gut feeling and inner knowing. But for example, all systems that have been where the cement has dried, that has been laid down on this reality. So I wrote, government. I mean, how cement dry or cured? Somebody was adamant that you don't. It's not, Matt. It cures. It doesn't dry. Not really relevant to the reality discussion, but thank you for the information about the cement. The reality in these areas has cured on us. Government, what government is. I mean, you want to talk, and it keeps laying down its buildings, its Supreme Court building. It manifests that actually physically. Supreme Court building with its 50 million pound columns and everything. So this is systems that have dried or cured on reality itself. Government, and you'll see where I'm going with this in a moment. Government, Hollywood and entertainment, all laws, statute, local code, ordinance, the entire education system, how people covet, how wonderful it is to come out of a big university, and all of that. It's all societal norms, systems. What the definition of success is cured or dried under reality as a wet cement is dried. The medical system, what if you get something, well then this is what must happen. Well, what about all these potential alternative treatments? That's not in the mix. Health, medical, how we live in general, how people behave and interact with each other, how far apart we are from each other is that cement is curing now. How we live regarding this latest act in the play. So all of this, guys, in this one example, this to me is akin to a USB drive that plugs in a portable drive that goes into a USB port into the computer. It will attempt to affect the operating system, but see, it can only indirectly affect the processor. That's us. The processor, the programmer of the reality itself, that's us. So all of these things I just described, like imagine putting a USB drive in the computer, where I have in this example the hard drive and the initial natural systems, the laws of physics, nature, would kind of be the initial operating system of this reality, with how its motherboards are laid out, things like that. So it's all it. The point here, guys, not to make this too long, because I'm going to do, if I do this for tomorrow, it'll be at least an hour, is to you might hear Bootsy just constant talking, not crying, just talking. I think she's thrilled. Looking out the window, constantly talking. It's very distracting. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear that. So the parallel between our reality and each part of a computer, the screen itself, the monitor, it's scary how close it is. And to me, it's not a coincidence. It's fractal reality. It's basically like as above, so below, as below, so above. It's a computer. It's a fractal reality. A computer is going to mimic the exact overall reality, especially in terms of demonstrating how it's being, quote, hijacked by whatever these creeps are. We'll talk about their role maybe tomorrow and speculate or theorize there. So that's this, and guys, check it out. It's at Free Voice, and remember that is not .com. It's simply freevoice.io. So, well, do we have a little bit of a retro throwback in time, but not just a screen exercise, learning a lesson on how we were played and abused. We're played and abused today on a far more sophisticated level by them. But going back and even seeing their kindergarten played their kindergarten abusive tactics, and incredibly, we're much more sophisticated. Their games they play on us are more sophisticated. Looking back now, on what I outline in the video at Free Voice, we should have seen through that in 5 minutes. Took a few years to see through that. We all evolve, but their tactics evolve as well. Thanks, guys. Hopefully, I'll be back tomorrow. Please go on over to Free Voice. Thank you.